to the full song Rap God, Eminem. I know.
I don't believe you.
In speed.
I don't believe it.
Don't
Yeah.
believe it.
Well, you'll see. You'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
You got a little preview before we went live here.
And you failed, so
Yeah.
that's why I don't believe it.
All right, welcome to Dirty Mo Live. Andrew Curlin here, Travis Rockhold, Alex Timms.
Oh, I got video. I took a video of that too, by the way, so we can.
Wait, you took a video of me doing Rap God? Oh boy, that didn't go well. Welcome. What's today? Today's Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Welcome to this Wednesday edition of Dirty Mo Live. We got. Hey, are you guys paying attention, or am I just the one talking here?
I keep going. Sorry.
Jeez. We got a lot to talk about. It was an eventful week at Pocono.
Oh, a lot.
A lot happened, and we covered them on all the podcasts. Hey, heck, your driver, Denny Hamlin, came home in victory lane.
Got the W. 50. Number 50 of his career 600 for Toyota. Second of the season. 7th at Pocono for him.
Is the shirt that Jared wore, is that like a one-off?
It is a.
You can't buy that
one-of-one,
anywhere? The half Larson, half Denny Hamlin shirt?
That shirt was made Monday morning at like 9:30, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, it's custom.
Yeah, he took a Kyle Larson shirt, cut it in half. Took a Denny Hamlin shirt that was made with the 50 for the victory, cut that in half, sewed it together. Boom.
Bang.
Shirt.
He got it done.
Got the victory, though. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Well, at least it was a clean victory for him.
He knows how to sew.
There wasn't a scratch on his car.
I know. We all three of us actually had the debate through the office this week. Do you still believe there was no contact?
So
was made?
how I have explained this is if this was football with instant replay, if the call on the field, on the track, was no contact and they went to review it, there's not enough evidence for them to overturn it. Had it been the other way, it would have stayed the call.
I don't buy that one bit.
They might have gotten really close, but
I'm looking at a replay. Tim, so you think we talked about this?
do I think?
Yeah, but my original reasoning was is like hood flap came up,
Yeah.
and I kind of backed
And that's
off
not
that because
true,
I
though.
think it has more to do with how close they were. I don't know if they touched or not. It's really close. Like if you didn't touch, that's as close as you can get without touching. But I still think he ran up the track and into the wall. So that's basically doing that.
One thing I saw was interesting was Martin Truex Jr. said post-race. What was that for? You just throw away the show sheet?
Yeah.
Dang, you're flying blind.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask you to read off the
But
the
go back
points
to
for the
Truex.
bubble battle in a second because that's on this handy sheet here. Truex said something about that move being dirty, which I thought was interesting. He's like, the difference between me not winning the race and Denny winning was that he drove Larson up the track, and you almost call that dirty. Now, I'm not quoting him directly, but that's kind of the essence of what he said.
And see, that's where I don't. If you want to argue that you're mad because you think that they touched and Denny should say that happened, that's your thing. That's fine. But I don't see how that move was dirty, though.
I mean, he drove through the entire track.
You think it was
Gave
dirty?
Kyle, no, I don't think. I don't know.
I think it was
He
stock
did it
car.
last
I think it was
year,
stock
so-
car racing.
With me saying that, I don't think it was a dirty move.
No,
I like, you're racing for the win. Like, that's what you got to do.
I mean, there was 7 laps to go, but yeah, that's probably the win if they don't wreck.
If he doesn't pass Kyle Larson there, nobody does.
Yeah, he definitely did whatever it takes. I actually think at whatever
Also-
Kansas, he actually that was more dirty than.
No, because Larson hit the wall on his own there, if I recall. But this one, didn't even admit. He goes, I thought I was going to get second. Kyle made a mistake and opened up that door. And then, yes, Denny got aggressive. But when that mistakes happened and your 50th win is right there, I say go for it.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
it's almost like instead of like, what is it, seek forgiveness instead of permission, just do it and then figure out afterwards how
ask
to
for
get past it.
forgiveness later. Yeah.
So Larson and Denny had a lot of encounters on the racetrack at Pocono, one of which I know you've been vocal about was Larson running into Denny, and there was contact under caution. We can say that, right?
When that was when Preson, or no, that was, I forget who it was. Doesn't matter.
But were you surprised that there was no penalties that came out of that?
At first, I thought there might be. I was like, there wasn't a whole lot there, but I was shocked at how little dialogue and conversation there's been about. I mean, Larson went up and hit him under yellow, and there wasn't any sort of. Is that not race manipulation?
No, I'm glad about that didn't happen.
I don't think it should have been fined.
Penalty?
But it's,
No penalty.
I don't think a penalty, but I just, it's like everyone forgot about that.
So I think we forgot about it because ultimately Denny won the race. And it was like no harm, no foul. Larson, if Larson damaged Denny's car or did something that hindered the 11 from the next restart in an under caution situation, I feel like we would be talking about this more and there would probably be penalties that laid out. But since Denny won the race and it didn't hurt the 11, clearly didn't hurt the 11 because he ended up getting the checkered flag, I think that's why we're not really talking about it as much.
That's fair, but I'm just shocked that like NASCAR doesn't want to see that happen.
I think he did just enough that they're happy with. It created enough excitement. It didn't
it
damage
could be.
anybody's car. If he pushed him, 5 more feet into the wall, or if he spins him out, then we're talking something different.
That's
But
true.
I think he did just enough.
I will say NASCAR has to be. They had to leave Sunday going yes.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, think about you had a helmet throw, you had the drama with Kyle and Denny, you had Priest and LaJoy, you had Bowman upset. Like, it's been a great couple weeks for NASCAR.
Joey Logano, too.
Oh, yeah. That probably might be the most underrated thing of it all.
Maybe the best Pocono race
I think
ever.
so.
Like, it had everything.
I'm trying to think of a better Pocono race. We've had great finishes, right?
Yeah.
We've had, I think wasn't it last year?
Well, no,
2
last
years
year
ago?
you had your first and second DQ'd.
That's right.
Denny won.
When did we have the doubleheader day where
2020.
Bowman won? That was 21, right?
don't
And
know.
he passed Larson in the last lap. He got Rick Allen. Larson got Rick Allen.
Yeah, but
is what
that
happened.
race was kind of a snooze fest until
Leading
that
up to
moment.
it, exactly.
This race, I don't know if you
had stuff throughout.
Yeah, the strategy was so fascinating to me, and
Yeah.
the broadcast made it so much more interesting the way they covered it too, and that's what kind of made the whole race exciting.
I mean, heck, even Larson did almost like a spin
spun
to
out.
almost win
Yeah.
in that. I saw Larson spun. I'm like, oh, there goes his day.
Well, think about the top three: Larson, Denny, and Truex on that restart. All run different strategies. Like, so it was everything could, it wasn't just like the same thing. They all did it, and everyone had different strategies, and they were up there, and it made it entertaining. Like, then all of a sudden Reddick, after a few restarts, and he had fresh tires, he gets second.
Yeah. The only the one other memorable Pocono finish that I can think of, and Travis, this was maybe before you started watching the sport, but it was when like the top 3 drivers ran out of fuel in like the last 3 laps. You remember that, Tim's?
When was this?
I think Matt Kenseth ended up winning the race, but this was years and years ago. It was when Matt Kenseth won in the 20 car. It was like the last good fuel mileage race I think I remember. And then we went to stages, and that kind of killed any fuel mileage racing that we had. But
Yeah.
again, I don't think that tops this past weekend's Pocono race because in order to have a fuel mileage race, you need to go long green flag runs.
Yeah.
Well, we had a fuel. I forget who after one of the stages was worried that they may not make it.
Was it Kyle Larson?
I think it might have been Larson. After
I think it was
stage
Larson.
2.
Yeah, because again, like you said, they were on a different strategy, and I think Cliff Daniels was trying to make it to the end of stage 2 to kind of get them
Made that
somewhat back on
caution.
sequence.
Yeah. So you did have a little fuel in the middle of the race.
Yeah.
At a track where you can get kind of strung out like a Pocono, you need a little bit of that. Like you had the Xfinity race on Saturday had I think Riley Hurst was trying to make it the whole way. Like he was a lap short or whatever.
Yeah, yep.
And some guys were like 10 laps short, so they were just banging for a caution, and then other guys could make it. It was like there's so much going on right now. It creates in your head. It's like there's a lot going on, even though they're all kind of running 17 seconds away from each other. So it's exciting.
One thing that was interesting, now that we're closing in on the playoffs, is the cut line significantly changed after Pocono, and not necessarily the drivers that are in or out, but the gap between 16th and 17th changed a lot between going into Pocono and leaving Pocono. Travis, what do the points look like?
So McDowell is 16th, and
By how many points?
Allmendinger is back by 17.
Okay. How many points ahead is Bubba?
Bubba's got is he 34 and 17, and then
I wish you had a show
20
sheet.
27.
I wish you had a show sheet.
27.
You'd be able
27.
to Yeah, all right. Bubba plus 27, McDowell plus 17, AJ minus 17, Suarez minus 23, Gibbs minus 28, Bowman minus 46, Chase is back 56, Cindric back 60. Versus going into the race, it was like a matter of single digits.
I think it was like
points.
1 point was the
Yeah.
cutoff.
I mean, like
yeah.
2 races ago, I think Suarez was in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And then
Actually,
yeah,
I think he might have
had-
been last.
He
Was
had
he
some
in last
issues.
week, or I think it was 1 point out?
He was definitely. I know Bubba and McDowell. That was unchanged.
Yeah.
After Pocono,
I
they
think he
were
might have been 1
still
point.
in.
I think he might have been 1
But
point
yeah,
out.
Suarez has dropped throughout the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. The wreck last week didn't help.
No.
So-
Yeah. Out of this list, by the time we get to the end of Daytona, what do you guys see as the final 2 spots? Because at this point, we can assume Harvick, Keselowski, Buescher, those guys are probably safe. They're ahead by so many points. They're going to be all right.
Mm-hmm.
So really, we're looking at spots 15 and 16 to round out the playoffs.
Buescher's up by 111, so
yeah,
that's not.
I mean, he'll be relatively
You're not
close to locking
overcoming
in.
I think Bubba stays in.
I think so.
I don't.
You know?
You don't?
No.
You think he loses 27 points? Okay. I think I know the reasoning, but I want to hear what you have to
Because
say.
here's why. And I think it's going to go into our next topic, too. You have 2 road courses, I
Yeah.
believe.
Mhm.
AJ Allmendinger is going to go all out for one of those. And I don't know if he wins, but if he does, there's 1 spot. And Bubba gets knocked to the cutoff line. And then I think Chase Elliott and Ty Gibbs are running too well to not. I don't know if Chase is going to make up those points.
Chase has to win, in my opinion.
He does. I believe that. But
So where do you think the cutoff is of drivers that can't point their way in?
Oh,
So do you think
like
after Suarez?
I even
Do you think Gibbs can point his way in? Gibbs is 28 back.
if you don't think Bubba can make it, if you think Bubba's going to lose 27 points, I think you can gain 27
I
points.
think it's Ty Gibbs at 19, 28 back.
So
That's
you-
that's
yeah,
how much
that's
you can
the
make up.
that's the
Because
most you
46
can
is
make
like
up.
is like basically
A
a
lot.
race. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of points.
so Bowman or anybody back further, they have to win to get in. You're
I
saying?
think so.
I agree,
Yeah.
I agree.
but I think, like an Allmendinger, we keep talking about him being great at road course, but like he's got these other courses where Bubba can make up, add to that lead.
I don't think Bubba's good enough on road courses.
No, but what I'm
to-
saying is he's got the other courses that he can cushion himself.
Yeah, but this is so. I think Michigan's one race.
Yeah, but-
Daytona's the other. Daytona's such a wild card. Bubba might be able to sneak that one in. I don't know. I think there's going to be one guy that gets in on points, if that. I think there's a couple winners here.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
minus
Daytona's a
Keselowski and
freaking
Buescher.
wild card.
I'm already saying Keselowski and Buescher are in, so I'm not
Yeah.
even counting them. But
Daytona opens the door up for so much, but I think now that we've talked more about it, AJ being minus 17 at the cut line, he's got 2 road courses ahead of him. AJ is an immaculate road course driver. I think I'm going to put AJ in.
You know what AJ has to hate? SVG racing in the Indy Road Course, another threat.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's true. I don't think Shane Van Gisbergen. Wait, is it Ginsberg or Gisbergen?
Gisbergen, right? SVG.
I think Ginsburg
SVG.
is a.
I've heard both.
Is
And I can't remember now.
somebody
I'm
else.
tripping myself up.
Yeah.
SVG. I don't think SVG does what he did in Chicago.
No, but it's just another car out there that is talented on a road course. And so if you're Allmendinger and you're known as one of the road course guys, you're like, the last thing I want is another guy out there that is good on a road course.
yeah. But if you're AJ Allmendinger and if you're the best, then if you beat the whole field, you beat the whole field.
yeah,
no
but
matter
it's,
who's
what
in
I'm
it.
saying is that's just one more car that he has to deal with.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think SVG will be as big of a threat as he was in Chicago. But I don't know. Indy road course can be.
Can he survive turn 1?
Yeah, it can be wild.
I think part of Chicago's was nobody was ever on that track before. I think AJ
Exactly.
who's won at that track I think he's still got
Like
the
we know
advantage.
so much about Indy. We can run sim at Indy. We can run, all these drivers have run laps there.
Yeah.
I think that does not play as well into SVG's hands. Because, I mean, you look at Chicago, that was truly like an even playing field. For anyone to be able to come in, you have as much experience as the next guy.
But Travis, I think I heard this on Dirty Modell. You guys talk about the odds on SVG at Indy Road Course are going to be.
It's going to
absolutely-
be so because
Yeah.
because of him winning and people knowing that he road course, and then also he's just like the fun, cool bet. Like you ain't gonna get good odds on him.
No.
He's gonna get a Chase Elliott treatment with how he gets treated because of all the fans. But the Chase thing is interesting. Like, he hasn't really shown anything where I'm like, I think he can win one. Can he? Yes, but
he was down 60 and he gained 4 points at Pocono. Like, I'm pretty sure that's all he gained in one race. Like, that's and it's not like he's gaining 4 points on the top of the point standings against like Truex or guys like Byron. It's against, bubble drivers that in theory Chase Elliott should be outrunning, and he's only gaining 4 points.
Yeah.
Like,
do you think they've gone on like I could still point my way in strategy?
That's another thing. That could be one of those situations where maybe he only gained 4 points because they were going for the win.
Yeah.
Points don't matter for Chase Elliott at this point anymore.
I think so. The ship has sailed. A couple weeks ago, I know Denny and Dale and some other people were saying that they thought he could point his way in. I think that ship has sailed.
No.
He has to win, and you wonder the pressure. You've got 2 Hendrick cars that are on the outside, massively looking the way in. So you wonder what the pressure is like for them.
Do you see any life out of Alex Bowman? I haven't.
No.
This past week was probably his best run since coming back, and he ends up crashing, and it doesn't turn out. The finish isn't what he wanted.
Where was he running before that?
I think he was fighting for the top 5.
Yeah, because
really?
Denny was right behind him. Remember, because he thought Denny hit him.
Like, I feel like I haven't heard from Alex Bowman in a while.
You haven't, no.
He said about Chicago road course. Denny got into him. And then recently,
that's the last time I heard about Alex Bowman.
And then recently, Bowman
just the crashes.
Bowman got loose and took Denny out, and then he got loose again this week behind Denny. So that's the thing is these DNFs are what kill your chances.
Yeah. What's the schedule we have moving forward? I did not put that on the sheet, but Travis, maybe you can pull that up. We've got Richmond, Michigan,
Indy Road Course, Watkins Glen,
and Daytona,
and then roll the dice on Daytona.
Honestly, besides Richmond, those are all kind of wild cards.
Those races. Are all wild cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if Chase is going to win a race, I think it's either Watkins Glen or Michigan's.
Yeah, you got to remember Watkins Glen. He's freaking good at.
Yeah.
I mean, he got his first career win there, and Chase is almost branded as this road course driver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That I think is his best shot, like you said.
Or Michigan's usually a good strategy track. Fuel strategy, fuel mileage, stuff like that. You could roll the dice there.
That's what's interesting, and I bet NASCAR did this on purpose. Like, we're gonna get all the wild cards at the end of the season.
It's a good 4 to lead into the playoffs for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. We were talking about this on DBC, and we'll probably put this YouTube video out within the next couple of days, just because this is on the top of my mind. How much do you guys care about the regular season championship?
I had it until I realized the 15 points that come with it.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I think I would care about it more if it was, like, publicized more in the media.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's not.
That was DBC's point.
Not really.
It's not discussed.
It's not.
No.
It's not discussed. And I get it. Like, to get into the playoffs is a little bit more exciting than just winning the regular season championship, but they don't talk about it enough.
I just feel like it's weird that we're calling it a championship, but it helps you for the playoffs, and I don't know. It's just like a weird trophy to me.
It's just like best record. In the NFL, you get home field advantage. That's really all it is.
If the only thing you got out of it was a title and nothing really helped you in the playoffs, I could see why it's forgotten. But there's a lot that helps you in the playoffs, so why don't we talk about it?
I also feel like we are too liberal and just giving away points. I feel like there's too many opportunities for playoff points out there.
Oh, see, I think we should. I think I mentioned it the other day. If you win the poll, get a point.
Oh, jeez.
Travis is giving away points.
Why not?
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like it gets so... What I loved about the playoff format before we started carrying over playoff points and before we made this playoff point thing a big deal was that points reset at the end of each round, and it was genuinely an arms race for those 3 races, even field, and it created, I feel like, a lot more drama now than when a driver like, say, William Byron or Truex, honestly, either one of them wins the regular season championship, man, they can lock in before the last race of every round. That, to me, isn't super exciting. I wish I wish there was a different opportunity to make it just a little bit more even.
So I hear you, and I actually agree with that. So let's take the poll where I said points, make that regular season points, so that you're making qualifying even a little more exciting.
That I think could be interesting. Sure.
Just regular season points.
Like almost like awarding it like stage points.
Yeah, stage points.
Like finishing 5th in a stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Help build some excitement for, that broadcast there on Saturday, whenever it is.
I think that would make it interesting, and especially if we played up the regular season championship a little bit more, like, man, Truex starting on pole, that's going to be huge for the regular season championship, implications.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like it's weird calling it a championship when all you're doing is being the top point guy at the end of the regular season, but we're focused so much on the playoffs and I don't know. I just feel weird calling it a championship.
I was gonna say
it's just strange.
I think
I'm
you should.
with that.
I think you should it should just be called the number 1 seed.
Right.
I'm kind of comparing it to football and baseball and all that stuff, but
you got conference champions.
And I'm okay doing that.
Yeah, but
calling
when you get to
seeding.
the playoffs, I think you start that championship word kind of comes out there a little bit.
I do think
easier.
that, to your point though, Truex and Byron are basically, whoever wins regular season has got their Elite 8 spot booked, and even whoever doesn't is still got a leg up on everybody. And so I do think you should be rewarded for an amazing regular season, but maybe knock it down a little bit so that you're not be able just to walk to the Elite 8.
I think this is how my ideal playoff format would go, and I told you guys this a few days ago. I'm good. Give them as much points as you want, like we're doing now, into the first round. But those points don't carry over. So, if Truex has 35 playoff points by the time we roll into the first race of the playoffs, he doesn't get to carry 35 points into the next round. He gets to carry 5 if he wins a race in the first round, or 1 if he wins a stage. That's what I think should carry over, because I think you're still being rewarded for the playoff points that you get in the next round, but it's not an absurd amount to where it makes it a little less exciting. There's a little less to question, because it doesn't matter. I'll say this. In the past, it doesn't matter who the driver was. Whoever had the most points in the playoffs, I was hoping they had trouble the first race just to make it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they DNF the first race, puts them back on even playing field, just because I want that type of excitement. I feel like when we dilute the field so much with these playoff points, it just takes a little bit of that excitement away once we get to a cutoff race.
I think they're trying to be like, oh, well, Truex has been fast
make
all
it
year.
fair.
He deserves to get to the Final Four. But I don't believe in that, because how many times in baseball especially do you see the wild card, the team that had to fight their way in down the stretch, just keep playing well, and when they win the World Series, and the best record team, the team that won 110 games, never makes it out of the first round. But you should not get rewarded that deep. I'm with you. For your regular season performance.
It's almost like now we're doing this to make... This is the best compromise I feel like NASCAR has for the ultra classic race fans who want a full season, 36 races, no playoffs, best of the points wins the championship, versus the complete opposite polar end of that is let's do a playoff, almost March Madness style, one game at a time type of series. And this is how we merge it. So, all right, if you're good throughout the season, it'll increase your chances of being good at the end, but we're still going to have this exciting playoff format. I just feel like when we went to this playoff format, we kind of went in on it, and I feel like now we're kind of going back. I'm like, if we're going to go in, let's go in on it. Mm-hmm. Let's not do this halfway in between type of thing in terms of the format. That's how I've always felt. I personally don't have a problem with how this playoff format works right now.
Yeah.
Because I think the final race is exciting.
Andrew Curlin for NASCAR commissioner.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be the playoff points. If you ask, everyone asks the question like, oh, you're president of NASCAR for one day, what's the first thing you do? I think that would be the top of my list. Is let's change how we divvy up playoff points in the playoffs.
I'd punish Kyle Larson for hitting Denny Undercar.
Anyone who ever touches Denny, Travis.
Yeah. Speaking of the bubble battle and trying to race your way in, AJ's racing at Road America this weekend in the Xfinity Series on Saturday, which means
he's racing in both.
Right. He's racing in the Cup race, and he's currently the first guy not in the playoffs. Is this a smart move? Because he'll be starting last at Richmond. He'll have to work his way up. He's gonna and he's not all that too.
Question: where do you think had he qualified? Where do you think he would?
I don't even think it's that. I think he's even just missing out on track time. That's a significant thing too. He's going to show up on Sunday and be behind.
He's missing out on 20 minutes of practice.
Yeah, but I mean, he can't get the car dialed.
They're going to have someone. They're going to have someone practice in the car.
All I'm saying is, if you are committed to making the playoffs, is this the best move to go and race on a road course?
Let me ask you this:
or does he feel that confident about the rest of the schedule?
Where do you think he would start if he qualified? The reason I ask is if he's only going to get a few spots up, why not go Road America, potentially win a race?
But what does winning Road America do for trying to make the Cup Series playoffs? Does nothing.
Oh, there's nothing.
But it still brings.
Doesn't bring anything.
Here's what.
Not to that, but what I'm saying though is if he's going to start the rear, but if he qualified and he's 7 spots up, is it?
I just think, and this is more of a big picture commitment argument that I'm making. Sure, okay, you look at it, he might not gain a whole lot of spots in qualifying. Practice might not be that long, but man, if you are 100% committed to getting, this is colleagues right now, best shot at making the playoffs, is it the best decision to miss practice or miss qualifying, even though it might not make a difference in the race? If you're going for it, put all your resources towards it. Why are we doing this half weekend type of thing? That's my thing.
Well, it goes back to what I said. He's got 2 road courses that they know
right.
that he's going to be fast.
It's almost like, are you that confident?
So he's in there. I mean, 17 points, I don't think it's a ton to make up, but in there, he's also made up a ton of points the past 5 weeks. So I think in their mind, they're saying they might still think we get a win at one of these 2 races. That means nothing. And, that team, they like to win. So I think for AJ, winning that race could just give him a confidence boost. The next 2 weeks they go to Indy and be like, I'm going to go to Indy and win it now. Instead of like Travis is saying, he's starting 7 spots further than what he probably would be or whatever. Richmond's probably not his best track. It's probably also like, all right, yeah, I'll skip half a weekend. I don't mind that. And plus, he's still going to race and have a shot to
making points
make up points. So I don't think it's a total loss, but I think they're putting all their eggs in the road courses. Knowing that's their best shot to win.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe and that could exactly be their strategy. This is what AJ said. He said, some people won't understand it, but at the end of the day, we don't care. This is what we want to do in terms of racing.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And one person, I'm trying to find his tweet, Jeff Gluck quote tweet said, I don't understand it, with his hand raised emoji. So I think I'm probably in the minority. But I'm saying, I don't think that so instead he's going to start the end instead of, call it 28th, wherever you want to call it, 27th, and he loses out on 20 minutes of practice.
I know. But again, that's not the point I'm arguing. It's more of.
But can you you can still be all in.
Not sure if you're not there on Saturday.
You're not practicing, but someone's gonna be in the car, so it's not gonna be a total waste.
I always find it weird that someone else practices your car and you expect it to be race ready, just because everyone's driving style is different. Yeah, you can dial it into what that driver thinks is gonna be best, but how do you know that that's gonna be what's best for AJ?
Yeah.
So Derek Kraus is qualifying, practicing the car.
I'm pretty sure.
Correct.
Yeah.
And he does simulator work for them. I'm curious to see if behind the scenes he helps with AJ or works with AJ enough to where he knows what AJ's looking for, and that's why. Because I think that was a weird decision to me, putting a guy who's never raced in a next-gen car to go do this instead of maybe getting
how
it
is
better.
He supposed to know what's good for it?
Yeah, exactly. So that's the weirder part to me, which makes me be like, okay, that's the weird decision.
But then again, who are you going to have to do it?
Yeah, I mean,
everybody
else is at Road America.
If it were me, and if I'm going to have a truck driver do it, why not have Carson Hocevar practice your car, colleague? You know,
Yeah,
I don't know.
it.
Here's
Just an idea.
Here's another thing is think about the sponsorships that they're gonna get with the Road of America too, and all the airtime. So like, I think it's those kinds of things that you're thinking about. They can make some sponsors happy, and they're gonna get a lot of airtime on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those deals where we probably don't know the whole situation and the benefits. But that's a good point.
What if somehow he won both?
I don't think that's
Miracle
gonna happen.
happens.
What are the odds on that?
I mean, the odds for him to win are. I was putting together my.
But to
sheet.
win
both, I got to pull him up.
He's probably the favorite for Xfinity, no?
At Road America,
correct.
probably.
I'll pull it up, but I was working on the sheet for Dirty Modell, but yeah.
By the way, I'm very glad the Xfinity Series is still racing at Road America. I love that track. It's a very, and the fans there are committed. It's a good environment, good atmosphere. It's a great track. If you've never been, I would check it out. I would put it on your bucket list.
It's long, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Speaking of long, but go back to Pocono for a second. When Denny took the lead but hadn't taken the white yet, that track is so long. I'm like just waiting. Like, come on, take the white, get there. Like, no caution, no caution. Like, it's just so damn long.
You could probably land an airplane on the front stretch easily.
I think it's only like 3,000 feet. Is that enough to?
I don't know. I think you could. Emergency landing, probably.
Oh.
Yeah, in crisis mode, maybe. Yeah.
In crisis mode, if you're flying over Poconos and it's going down, I would look for the tricky triangle.
Speaking of that, one of the other things we didn't discuss. What did you make of NASCAR's caution at the end of the race?
I feel like NASCAR does caution rules differently when it comes down to the end of the race. They're always going to try to get a green flag finish. I don't have anything wrong with how that ended up working out.
I think had it not been Pocono, they probably would have called it. But because of that, they did.
Yeah.
It was so wide. Like, they had time. Ryan Preece's car was moving. They were going to give it a chance. They were going to let him race.
Yeah, I think if you call a caution immediately, you get more backlash than what you did. Because he had so much time to get that car going. He was trying. He did get it going, it seemed like, a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it stalled again. So I think they played it perfectly.
Yeah.
You're correct. That's another thing. How many times have we heard they threw that caution so fast? Why'd they do that? So it's like they're in a kind of a spot where it's like, what do you do?
Yeah. Plus, the day before, there was like a piece of sheet metal.
And they let it go, yeah.
Which I thought was more egregious.
I thought that was definitely worse.
And luckily, they did call it eventually because there was like 3 more crashes on the backstretch or whatever. But yeah. So I think Sunday they called it perfect. Like, that's what you had to do.
And fans are going to be upset because, Larson was running second. They wanted an opportunity to get another restart, see if, the fan favorite Larson could beat Denny. But if the roles were reversed.
He wasn't running second then.
Was he not?
No.
Oh.
Because he was he was like a rock.
He was dropping like a rock.
It
was
like
true.
But anyways,
Truex and Reddick.
It was more of fans wanted Denny to lose, and that's why they were upset with that. If the roles were reversed, it would be a completely different
That's
reaction.
it, too.
I
don't really think the finish came down. They were side by side battling it out.
Yeah,
it
was
Denny
a clear lead.
It was going to take something for Denny to happen.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see it play out, but it was pretty much predetermined.
And I like when NASCAR does that, when you know for a fact they're not going to be able to make it around to the end of the line, but they at least wait to put the caution out to when we know it's not going to be a judgment call. It's kind of like you have a clear winner. And they've done a good job with that. I feel like this season, there have been a few instances of that, and they've allowed the race to play out enough to where it was kind of out of NASCAR's hands. There's a clear leader. We didn't have to go back to replay to see who won the race. You got 2 guys sitting there waiting to see who gets to do the burnouts. Like, they've done a good job of avoiding that situation of not knowing who won the race because they called a caution,
I agree. So we're about to wrap up, but I didn't forget.
Oh boy!
So
that's such a weird way to tee up.
So
like,
the other day,
the transitions are so good.
I made the comment earlier
forget.
today about somebody ate a pack of peanut butter crackers, and I said, I think he ate it in like 2 minutes. And Andrew goes, "That's nothing." I go, "The hell it is nothing." Like,
yeah,
that's fast.
Timms, what do you think?
I think I think that's pretty tough. It's like the saltine challenge. Like I think it's your mouth's gonna get
feel
so
like,
dry.
And we talked about this before we went live. I think I normally eat this package of peanut butter
but in 2
crackers
minutes?
in under 2 minutes.
So
I feel like I normally do that
with no water.
with no water.
So I'm gonna time you from the.
I doubt you don't take a sip of something.
So from the
in
second that
between.
I'll let you open it up. Once you go to put the first one in, is when I'm starting the timer. We're doing this.
Also, can y'all talk through?
Yeah, well, we'll call play by play.
I feel like it's just gonna be weird if I'm just eating, and there's no.
I'll be
context
I'll be
for
Rick
2
Allen, and you
minutes.
can be Dale.
Please chew into the mic.
Can
I
I get a?
Is there an end game here? Like, what's happening if you finish the crackers in under 2 minutes?
He gets my respect.
That's pretty.
But
good.
yeah, hold on. What do I don't get anything.
What do you want? How about
$100.
this? I'll buy you. I'll buy you lunch next week.
If I can get it?
Yeah.
Oh heck yeah! Wait, do I have to buy you lunch if I don't get it?
No, my satisfaction is enough.
You have to bring in donuts again.
Oh man, that's basically like buying lunch.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
no one eats them.
Because no one eats them. I brought in donuts for DBC 300, and it was so difficult to get people to want to eat donuts. It was amazing.
I
Yeah.
love donuts.
So I'm gonna take one for the team. I'll buy you lunch if you do it. If not, you have to bring in some donuts.
All right, deal,
Deal. All right.
deal.
This is gonna
Not
be
even a
great.
shake, so this is
like-
not a real deal.
It's on
Huh?
air. We don't
I'm
need a
kind of
shake.
nervous.
You should be.
I don't know why. Feel like Joey Chestnut here. Ready?
No, I'm gonna
Hold on,
wait.
This is hard to open.
Yeah, I'm not starting the timer until, and we can go back to instant replay if need be.
Does he have to show you his mouth when he's done?
Yeah, he can't. He can't just be chipmunking it.
Also,
Yeah.
I'm violently allergic to peanut butter.
Don't
Oh my
show-
God. Do you have a strategy?
Set.
We're off and running. There's the first one. No strategy. At
Yeah,
least
he is way too
He
confident.
did admit.
Travis, if you turn your timer towards the camera, we can cut to it here.
Like, he looks like he's struggling. He's already
You
worried
don't
about
even
the
have one
time.
down yet.
Hasn't have one down. He's
One
laughing. I see he's got a crumb on his pant leg. The man's falling apart at the seams.
Someone should do an average of what he needed to eat, like how much time he needed to have one down.
He needed
I'm not
one
good at
every 20
I'm gonna
seconds.
have to start doubling up.
He just needed one every 20 seconds.
You're
and
you're not. Is
he's
that
gonna
one?
try to double up. This man has got crumbs falling. We're at 40 seconds.
He's laughing. It's over.
Go, go.
He's got
harder
one
than I
down.
thought it was gonna be.
He
I
has
told
one
you
down.
guys.
Also, the pressure's on.
Oh,
This is amazing. Guys, you can thank me when you have donuts next week.
What time are we at?
We're at a minute. He is struggling.
all right. He's almost got
I
two
think he's
down.
got. Wait, I think he's on his third. Third in his hand.
I gotta go, right?
I
You
mean,
gotta go.
just
You gotta start.
failing
Just keep
miserably.
chewing.
He's
Andrew,
not gonna make
you
it.
You need to
peanut
start
butter.
chewing, boy. Come on,
What a
man.
failure.
Man, you got no strategy.
You made it sound like
You have no competitive eating skills at all. You were chewing like it's a regular Sunday drive, man.
Can you count us down when we get to
1:30. Yeah, I'll count
I'm
down.
gonna choke.
Don't choke.
All right, he's got 3. He's
I'm
going on
not
a
gonna
4.
get it.
He's got 4.
20
Now with that
seconds.
attitude, you got 20 seconds.
You can
Go-
do it.
Get them all in there.
Go for
The
it.
them all
comments
in
are
there.
eating you
Shove
alive.
both of them in.
Fit
Just
'em all
shove
in
it in.
there.
You can do it. Go for it.
Oh,
10,
Andrew,
no,
no effort at all,
8,
man.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You were such a failure,
Man,
Curlin.
you didn't change up your strategy at all. You just kept eating. And I feel like you should have just chewed a little faster.
You
and
got
would've had
4. 4 and crumbs everywhere.
We're gonna head to the comment section for a moment here.
Yeah, what are the comments? What's YouTube saying?
Weak sauce. They at first were checking the lines in Vegas to see if they could get a last minute prop bet.
See,
yeah.
Can't-
I
Not a
feel
lot
like I
of faith.
normally
Not a
eat
lot
it
of
with
faith.
water.
Can you eat one cracker in 20 seconds?
Yeah.
You didn't. You ate it in like
He didn't-
35
He
seconds.
didn't hand.
There was so much more peanut butter than I thought there was gonna be.
You weren't even close.
That was killing me.
You didn't really rush. I'll be honest.
I thought it was. I feel like if I put too much pressure on it,
I think
then I
we-
would have.
I just feel like normally if you know you're behind, you'd kind of speed up. You try something else. You just kept eating like normal,
That's a crew chief.
which was a
That's
wild decision for me.
That's a crew chief problem there.
Yeah.
We need to
Can
go.
I eat one in 20 seconds? Is that the new bet?
No, we're not making a bet. You lost.
You have failed
No,
miserably.
no. But that's
don't-
what Dustin's asking.
Are you asking double or nothing here?
It's the cumulative.
I mean, yeah, that's the cumulative total of 6 crackers, 20 seconds.
And don't
per,
bring
2
no,
minutes.
oh, I see what
And
you
no
mean.
strawberry-filled donuts that you bring in there.
Buckman
I didn't
840
bring in
says the Bears have a
strawberry
better
filled
chance of getting to the Super Bowl.
The Bears have a better chance? Yeah. I thought I could do better than that. Well, we'll have to bring Brandon in and see if he can do it.
Wonder what other foods we should try and do.
Are you sure, by the way, it was in 2 minutes?
Dude, housed them. I thought he put a vacuum switch on. Things were gone.
I don't know. After that experience, I don't know.
I don't like you doubting him.
I'm starting to think you're just a slow eater.
Yeah.
I really think you're just a slow eater.
Oh, I think you got a challenger in here, Mike.
Tim's, can you eat this in 20 seconds?
I don't like that.
I've got a box of
You
these
don't like 'em?
upstairs, so
They
we
seem
can. What?
unhealthy.
You don't like peanut butter
Can
crackers?
you eat one of these in 20 seconds?
No, one, probably one.
All right. Let's try it.
I mean, but that's. You got the timer?
Yeah.
I think I can. I don't know. That's why I didn't.
I'm warmed up now. Maybe that's it.
Are you
I
guys
went in
racing?
cold.
Are you
like-
ready?
Yeah. You got a timer ready, Tim's? 3?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Hold on.
3,
Start it. 3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
10 seconds.
Not happening. Not happening.
5, 4, 3,
Immediately open your mouth.
2, 1. Time. You guys suck.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think.
Epic failure.
I
of the
never
day.
said I could. Hey, Dan. This is so dry.
We should have thought about this beforehand.
Joey Chestnut is the best athlete in the world.
Yes.
We've just proved that.
I need a beer.
What was his record?
I think he's got like 73
Oh,
hot dogs in 10 minutes.
Along with
Also,
30
can I
other
say-
world records.
It
Yeah.
doesn't help when I hear all of you guys back there being like, "Nah, he's got no shit." Like, just like talking amongst
You gotta have that
yourselves.
dog in you,
Dude, they
Andrew,
all
and just
could-
block out the
That
That would
noise.
make you a real
They all
athlete.
could have been positive, and you weren't getting there.
I believed in you the whole time.
You
I
didn't-
thought we were about to get a cracker sponsor here at Junior Motorsports.
No.
Lance is
I think
about
that
to-
took about like 35 seconds.
The Lance reps are calling me
That
right
was
now.
just dry.
Yeah, I know it's dry.
I know, but see, I told you.
Okay,
Just
I'm
because
just
I
trying to
couldn't eat one-
defend myself now.
The
I'm walking
comments,
myself back.
The comments are saying, yeah, we're definitely not getting a Lance sponsorship anytime soon.
It'd be nice if we got like a Ritz cracker
I-
sponsorship.
Yeah,
Not after this.
not after
Those
this.
pretzel ones, all those are good. But I think we're good now, right?
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it.
Not unless you
What-
got more food.
Leave in the comments what the next food challenge should be.
I think we should try and do something like that.
Hard-boiled eggs. That
Have
was the
you- wait,
first
hold on.
comment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you've never had sushi?
Correct.
Oh.
We gotta bring in sushi for
Yeah.
Travis.
I'm new to sushi too, so.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never had sushi. So maybe next time, that's what we need. We need Dale and Mike to do a Dirty Mo Live, and I just sit here
No context and just eat sushi.
and don't tell Dale.
Yeah. It's like, what do you and then let's get rid of the mic too. You're just sitting there eating. Like no one knows why you're there.
Well, now
Yeah.
everybody but minus Dale.
Yeah. And or Mike too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm
let us know.
embarrassed.
Comment.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going and bringing more donuts in.
Hey,
Welcome, team.
can you shotgun a beer in 20 seconds?
Me? Probably
Travis.
not.
What do you ask?
Can you shotgun a beer in 20
It's
seconds?
been a while since I shotgunned.
Oof.
I mean, if it was, I know I could bong a beer, but it's been so long since I have.
Well, let's see it.
I know.
Maybe
I'm not,
later. Maybe in the future.
I'm not good at like whenever I get iced or it's like I'm not good at. Don't you dare ice
That's
me.
what we have back here.
Oh, jeez.
When's your birthday, Andrew?
It's actually next week.
Well, I know what next week's Dirty Mo Live will be.
I saw it pretty good.
I'm not showing up. I'm just gonna call out. I can't. I won't.
A dude hit a Smirnoff Ice inside of a burrito. Just like, there was no meat. It was just a Smirnoff
Ooh.
Ice, and they served it to him at the restaurant.
That's
Dang.
good.
Yeah.
My roommate for his 21st birthday, my other roommate he got a 6-pack of Smirnoff Ices and he iced them 6 times throughout the night.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Anyways, all right. I've had enough. I'll see you later on Dirty Mo Live. Peace out.